me see if it's gonna kick in. Yo, 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 yo. It'll be late, boys.
Yeah, guys. Hey.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, to the Anything Goes podcast. We try to keep this one brief. We were streaming earlier, and unfortunately, we ran into an issue. So, yeah, I got to talk to the people at YouTube about that, but hopefully everything is well. I'm joined with my co-host, Mr. Kev Carter. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, good man. As good as can be. You good?
Very good. And I'm also joined by another Kevin, but we just call him Mr. M for, for tonight. He doesn't want to reveal his full identity. He was a previous guest. So, Kev M, how you doing, sir?
Just here, another day above ground and live in his system. We just can't
Correct,
complain, man.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I put your first topic on the screen already. We got to run through this briefly. And we got from the top. All right. Tomorrow, guys, the barbershops would be reopened. Um, I think that Kev M, how you feel about this, sir?
Um, Honestly, you know me. I am not one for running into situations when, things just reopen.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, barbershop, definitely a no. Rasta man, I need to cut it here anyway, so he'll probably see me in 3 weeks, just to get a little rounded or something.
Correct. You know what I mean? Just keep the edges of the nappy dreads fresh, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Kev Carter?
Like, yeah. I already have my cut, but that is story for another day.
Yo, so I'll set up this is that will happen when you already cut already? Jeez,
I had
man.
my cut
Uh,
3 or 4 days ago. So
See when you got connections, right? When you got
Yeah,
connections.
but
Oh, Skull.
Yeah.
yeah, correct. Yeah, man. But happy for barbers and stuff. But hey, as Mr. M said, I ain't no rush. Hey, I've been to everything ease off actually in terms of everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, in terms of it is what it is. We're happy that that they get made back their income and stuff. Hairdressers and businesses and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm announcing that I will have my hair cut on Friday. If possible, you
Mm.
see with a new drop fade. I'm actually review what it look like briefly, and
Mhm.
this is a celebration. And if
Mhm.
possible, I'll try to see if any barber wants to come on next week and talk about his opinion. He could come on as well. So if Kev want to bring on your barber or Mr. M you want to bring on your barber, I'll try to bring on mine. But he's kind of busy right now. But yeah, any barbers want to
Yeah.
come on there, you can come on, share your experiences, talk about what goes down. If it's a jazz, you know what to do. And
I, uh, I don't
yeah.
think I could bring on my barber though. I don't think I could bring on my barber. I just basically ratted him out on YouTube. So I don't think
He,
it's a
he,
good idea.
he just reveal those connections, right? You might get
Yeah.
cut off or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he probably be you know what I mean, money to cut the hair, but that one little boy, you know.
I can't do that to you, Arthur. I mean, jeopardizing both you and him, Arthur. I can't do that to you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but my only fear is if we have a spread of the current situation. Guys, please don't do any funny words because I mean we don't want any strikes against our channel. So yeah, so you think the current world situation could spread more if with the barbershops being reopened? I'll start with N first.
Um, Definitely. I think what measures will be put in place. I think it would be a situation where I think ultimately you have people who are asymptomatic, even coughing once.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from what I would have heard due to new data yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
that particles stay in the air for as long as 14 minutes now.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes that's a bit more than the average haircut, depends on what you're getting done.
Mm-hmm.
And, you person next to you, the barber above you, sometimes they feel in a relaxed moment wanting to, wake their face or something.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, they breathe in particles.
Correct.
It's bound to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we see how that plays out.
Right.
Mm.
So Kev,
Mm-hmm.
you think we see a spread of the current world situation, or you think
Yeah.
we'll be alright?
It's well. any essential service right now is very everybody's prone is very possible.
Mhm.
Everybody just operating on the system now where it's like a lot of risk being taken. So definitely it could be spread.
Right.
And not too sure about if it could be spread through like hair cutting machines or whatever. I think that's a bit
I mean,
drastic. But
you sweating the machine,
yeah,
but he just spread it
I
down window.
don't.
So
Right. So, but you know, in terms of germs or bacteria that are being left inside the barber shop
mhm,
is very possible.
mhm.
So we gotta keep your eyes open and be careful.
Right.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, guys, running a little sharp, so we can keep it pushing right now.
Mhm.
Uh, Halloween, boys. It's back. It's back. That's the young lady there. This will get flagged again. Bow! Yeah, Chefette will be open from Monday. As I said earlier, they had a young lady in costume on the screen who was an avid fan of Chefette. Guys, you think this is a good move or not?
Fantastic move. Fantastic move.
Brilliant business decision. I was talking
I
I want to be the black hat loop, so let's go ahead.
I think for me, just generally, just waiting for so long, depriving the people for 6 to 8 weeks, and the agents love this effect.
Mm-hmm.
You guarantee to see massive amounts of sales tomorrow with whatever various products it's gonna have on store. And this young lady, as you mentioned earlier,
Mm-hmm.
loves her Chefette. She's all there for it. She probably be in line first thing tomorrow
Yeah,
morning.
she created her costume and
Uh,
stuff.
exactly. So we'll see how it plays out. But other than that, I don't know how I personally feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, just at the barber shop, you check me in 3 to 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you stay then.
Correct. I put on my social media status. I will be avoiding any area next to Chefette drive through tomorrow. So I will be going nowhere in the Chefette drive through tomorrow. But Chefette will be offering this tomorrow. Their favorite special. Not just their favorite special, two of their favorite specials. Wingdings and mini tenders will be available tomorrow. Um,
Oh,
a brilliant move. A brilliant business move. I mean, if you didn't want one, you have the other one.
mhm. Right.
Hmm.
So I thought it was a situation where it's one or the other or it's both. You can
It,
get both.
it got hands, so I assuming that it's separate.
It's
But
separate.
I
Oh,
mean, it'd be
okay.
kind of cool. I mean, if it'd be like like you get like three wings and then like four tenders, and you mix it together.
Jesus, yeah.
Oh shoot! How long pay me for that idea? That we never.
Yeah, that's a, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So Mr.
Hey,
Hello,
listen.
Richard, to your boy King Darren, you can always arrange a little something.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I look for president, man. But I
You know,
thought,
I have a problem with this menu,
Hmm.
and it's not because I don't eat
Right from.
any of the two, but
Hmm.
I think for Rasta men like myself,
Uh,
where's the fish? Where's the fish? We can't eat that. Where's the fish? And I think that's the problem. How you ain't clear to my minority, and I feel offended by that.
well,
So Mr. Halu, sir, I will ask that you address that situation.
well, sir, if you listened to our SJW stream last week, sir, you know that the establishment is created just for you, sir. If you got the out food shop, you could go in there. But
Those businesses are still closed, sir.
thank you for reminding me of my egotistical errors. Um, but so Kevin, on a serious note, so you think that fish should be included on the menu to help broaden the expanse of the restaurant?
a fish should be included on
Yeah,
your.
I mean, I talked to Mr. M, Mr. M.
Oh.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Just as much as Bajans love a piece of chicken,
Mm-hmm.
we love piece of flying fish.
Cause I
I
don't like fish.
personally, I love a swordfish, but that's from another
Oh yeah,
establishment in the Oysters area. But
correct.
I think a flying fish sandwich to go nice, flying fish and alongside some fish and chips. That I think that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feeling British enough that I could do such a thing, and we could both say no.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, at the end.
Add it in. All right.
But for the lady in the picture, I am just saying,
Mm-hmm.
if she needs any more ideas, she's free to call me. She's free to come on the chat. I will be here. I will make myself personally available. This costume looks fantastic. I know when Darian get the chance, he's gonna let everyone know. And just let her call me.
Mr. M, I think you more want to take off the costume than keep it on. You know.
No, sir, no, sir. I can't allow such a costume to touch the floor.
Mm.
So we have to see what else happens.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
she's
Mm.
more than welcome to call me.
You're that much in admiration. You don't wait to touch the floor. Mm.
I still
There
want,
you
I
Don't
go.
still
comment on
want,
that.
I still want a minute of my life for that video that was created though. I
Oh
might
my
sound like a hater, but
god.
I still want a minute of my life.
Me too. Oh my lord. At first, I thought it was something interesting, you know, and I was like, what's this? Place is up. Chefette opening back money. Let me just watch this and see what's going on. And it was like, oh my god.
Yeah, the video was not as impressive as the outfit.
No, no.
That's why she needs
But
to call me, bring in marketing
the
expertise,
outfit
and
is,
it will
I
work.
mean, but it was good advertising though.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is.
When you saw the outfit, it was like, damn, I gotta watch this video.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, disappointing.
Yep.
All right.
So if she needs a voice entertainment, she does the follow-up video, call me, and we'll work and get the video edited properly. Good ideas for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on,
So you're moving on there,
me,
sir.
and we'll
Oh,
work.
let me see. Some boy want to link here, so you know what I mean. We got some love, we got some people that love this show, and I want the link. So we got some interesting conversations in the live chat. So hold on, let's send this over here, so. Pow, send that to that. All right. So anything else to add to the Hello Media? Tamara, Kev Carter, or you don't let me. You just avoiding the area like the plague.
I ain't avoiding them for. I actually not a big. I mean, I love Chefette. Don't get me wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
this year more on the health side. They only make the Chefette about 3 times for the year,
Mm-hmm.
so they're not gonna keep that up, especially with this especially with
Oh, don't get shut down the
our
last time. Don't get shut down the last time.
especially with our current situation, where situation. I'm not gonna go on. I probably show them in like 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm. You wait for
Yeah,
you wait for you to start to come in.
hopefully the special isn't over. Yeah, get rid of them. Spoiled goods. Use other foods. Yeah.
Is it that you are on the health side, or you just been like we've been inside from like February, so
Nah,
you've just been unable to.
nah, when the year start, man, I've been mostly eating like you know, rice and them sort of foods, man. Tossed salad and stuff. Yeah, I don't really eat fast food now, to be honest. But that special is tempting, so hopefully it's still there 2 to 3 weeks right now.
Fair
Uh,
enough.
Mr. Kev Carter, right? On Ireland, if you were asked if you were watching your figure, sir. So that's why you're not interested in going to the ship at the moment.
Nah, yeah, you can say so, but being too with the whole I don't really want the leftover food right. I don't want the leftover food. You know what I'm saying?
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. Not allegedly. Allegedly crap.
Oh
No.
man.
Yeah, man. We don't really frequent Chefette as often as they used to in the past. Anyhow, yeah.
Yeah, man, I understand. All right, moving on. This will be an interesting topic. All right, wages. And on Monday, the Prime Minister announced that some wages may have to be cut due to the current world situation. So, Kev,
Mhm.
Carter, do you how much do you think salaries will be cut by, and do you think is the right move?
Um. Okay. Honestly, from reading and stuff like that, in articles in the paper, they're saying it's going to be 20%.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually neutral on it. Like, I can see why they would do it, as they're sending more people back to work, so the government still has to get something out of it. We are still trying to recover from a tough economic situation, so I can understand the reason for the cuts. However, 20% maybe a bit. I don't know if 15% thereabout would be a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But I totally understand why they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But 20% to me is, and I think the government also needs to clarify as to how long it would last, because that's going to be a major concern for workers.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know. They're going to want to know when they can get back their full salary. So I just think the government needs to make a clear indication of that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. A question posed in from the live chat. Thank you, Mr. Salem. How come videos will be cut if we just got billions from the IMF? I'll ask that to Mr. M.
Oh, tossing the hard questions at me now. I am not economic expert, but
I think you're the most knowledgeable
um,
on this podcast, sir. So.
I think yeah, we got billions, but those have already been assigned to particular areas for particular projects, such as road repair or airport expansion. Those basically they've been earmarked for previous projects. Basically to keep the economy afloat and stuff like that. I think now also if you just got billions from the IMF, you need to be in a situation now where you need to save as much of that money as you can. So basically, to pick up on Carter's point, is a situation where government must cut, and as many Barbadian prime minister love to say, cut and contrive. Um, the particular instance in which they undertake expenditure. Salary is one of the biggest expenditures in government's bill. I think they have the highest salary in this country, which is equated to millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
If you could cut some of that salary by at least 20% across the board, that should be good. That will allow you to be able to put people back to work, allow them to be able to go to the supermarket. You are the implementing moratorium so that they don't have to pay certain bills, and you able to save some of that money. What you do now is up to you. I think government has done the most it could. I think if you want it, the only further government could go is social protection mechanisms, but that's a whole different issue. But no, I think many people in government should be happy to have a job, because at this stage, if government announces that they have no choice but to start laying off, then you're gonna want to hear people talk about how it's not fair. Government is trying to prevent that. And I think also at this stage is also the best time to implement certain reform mechanisms. Get people to be more online and see where it takes them, and just get people back to work.
Mm-hmm. My one thing I must ask is, okay, we plan to cut salaries, but we all know in these situations sometimes companies take advantage of this. Should there be a limit put on how much percentage is cut, one, and two? Should there be a time put in place where the salary is returned to its original standing, or should even be slightly increased due to inflation in the economy?
Okay, I thought Carter would have gone first. I was really hoping he would.
I was ready for him to go first. He was kind of
He was really trying to avoid that one. I caught
That's a tough question, though. That's a tough one.
I caught on. So
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. Let's let me know. Okay, so it's the duration of it, and if companies are being unfair.
No. The first question is: would companies take advantage of these salary cuts? And what should there be a cap put on the percentage that salary should or wages should be cut? That's question number one. And question number two is: should there be a duration period of where the salary will be returned to its original standing or even slightly increased due to
Okay.
inflation?
Okay, well, let me tackle the second first. Eventually, like after a year or two, I think it should go back to that situation. And I think that money should not be paid out in lump sum, but it should be placed onto NIS. So that it is a situation where you are able to have that and ensure your financial future. As the F companies would look to take advantage, any company with a capitalist mentality will seek to take advantage. But that's why you should have a cap. some companies will want to increase it to 25, some 30, and they
Mm-hmm.
will try to frustrate the employee out. I think that's where now where labor needs to step in and ensure that such things don't take place, but also ensure that it's a situation where the private sector, especially who's known for doing this, is the best position to say, you know what, these individuals don't make as much as some in the public sector. Cut 15, cut 10%, but you can't afford to put them at 10, or sorry, at 20,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not a situation where you can afford to do that. That's very fine.
Okay. Not yo. Mr. Salim said the supermarkets are currently increasing their prices. So, do you think there should also be a cap put on the supermarkets? Should they have a price control put in place so they don't raise their prices due to persons having limited supply of funds?
Yes, I think, and it goes back to a point I mentioned earlier. Supermarkets are ultimately going to price gouge because if everybody's running in looking to buy Lysol wipes,
Mm-hmm.
of course the supermarket can look to increase that by $1, $2, $5. And what about the 85-year-old grandmother from Saint Joseph who can't afford to do that? She knows about get her pension and look to go and get it changed and stuff like that and go and buy something that's no longer affordable for her. One thing for me, and I've mentioned it probably not on this chat, but it's a situation now where you have to, government should have implemented social protection measures. We've seen it in the US. Canada has been known for doing it exceptionally well, where you give every citizen in the country a base salary, which allows them to be able to go out to the supermarket, spend that money, keep the economy going, and ensure that they're able to afford stuff. The closest we've got to that was the baskets.
Mm-hmm.
And many people keep noise because they had unrecognizable brands in them.
Mm-hmm.
But those baskets were crucial for people who were unable to make certain things. I think what government should have done was to say these baskets will be free. If you can show proof of ID, like your pensioner,
Mm-hmm.
you should get one or two baskets a week free, different items, and also be given that amount of money to ensure that you are able to afford other necessities. That's personally what I do it. People will call it ultimate socialism, but this is obviously social democracy, and taking care of our own is what we're about. And if you get, as a viewer mentioned earlier, we got billions from the IMF, we can redirect some of that money and say, you know what, let's open up our treasury a bit and let's spend $10 million across the board and see how much we can afford to give to each individual in this country. We only need 285,000 people. We in Trinidad or Jamaica. We
Mm-hmm.
could afford to do it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Kev Carter,
Yeah.
you be ducking and dodging, right? I got put on your
Mhm.
spot.
Mhm.
What's your response?
Great. What was the questions again? I remember the second question, but what was the first one?
The first question: should there be a limit on how much salary should be cut by?
Yeah, definitely. Because my thing is too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's been confirmed as yet, but when the salary is being cut, I mean, obviously they still gotta take out money for taxes and NAS too.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna take out the 20% or whatever first, and then do the NAS and taxes based on the remaining money, or they can just do all deductions and then take it out as a lump sum. How they gonna do it, or they haven't clarified that yet.
And that hasn't been clarified as yet.
Okay, but that being said, though, I think 20% is a bit too steep, man. Probably if it was about 10%, 15%, even if they wanted to like round it off in the middle, like around about 12.5%.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be a bit more. That'd be easier. Bit more lenient on workers and stuff. I think it's a bit too harsh.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the second question? The one that was dodging?
Yeah, I think what you're dodging is should there be a time frame of which the salary should be returned to the original amount, or should even be slightly increased due to the inflation in the economy?
All right. Personally, I believe there should be a time frame because if there isn't a time frame, that's going to create a lot of havoc.
A lot of abuse from businesses as well.
Yeah, correct. Like, they're not going to leave a lot of uncertainty with both employers and employees actually. So I think there definitely needs to be a time frame. Obviously, when that time frame is implemented, some people gonna have a lots of contrarian views on that as well. But it's still better to have a time frame to keep people, from the uncertainty, because you still need staff to be motivated and stuff to go work too, because you want them in the right frame. Like a lot of people, panicking. A lot of people right now really thinking about fear of death and stuff. I mean, it's natural as a human to have that sort of fear too. So they're stating when the cutoff time period would be, that would give workers a bit more comfort. So I think it would be necessary.
Mhm. Um, uh, 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 um, Back to Mr. Salim again. He asked, should be spread across the year. He's thinking it should be over a year. Do you think a year
Yeah,
time period is good enough?
I think a year is good
Mm,
because a lot of rumors are going around and saying that a vaccine should be put in place within a year. A lot of different rumors are going around, but I do think a year, possibly 18 months maximum. But a year to me is a good time period. A year, yeah.
do you think a year is good? What about you, Mr. M?
Um, I think I'm gonna have to agree with the year. As I say, I'm not an economic expert, so I
Mm-hmm,
think gradually spreading it out instead of doing a lump sum thing would be
mm-hmm,
best. Just to let people be aware that next month it'll be a slight more reduction and stuff like that, so that people are prepared for it instead of just one day sudden jump and wondering where your money gone. So I guess yeah, spreading it out would be best.
Okay. Another thing Mr. Salim suggested, he said not just cut the same amount every month. So you think there should be months of where persons are maybe granted slightly more money to handle certain businesses at certain times of the year and spread out the losses that way? Or another question I'll have to ask is, would the cuts be implemented due to how much someone earns? So like someone at the bottom of the scale, quote unquote, would have to take a smaller percentage than someone at the top, or should it be a flat rate throughout the entire country?
Can't be a flat rate throughout the entire country because if I'm making a lay $500 a week,
Live,
um
live,
I live
right?
I live $500 a week, and the
Never
boss
enough.
man making a good 15,000 dollars a month.
Mm-hmm,
I can't do the calculations off the top of my head, but I know it's somewhere different between 2,000 and 15,000.
mm-hmm,
And that situation, why should and the cut is 5%.
mm-hmm,
Ultimately that 5% gonna hit me harder than
mm-hmm,
the 10 to 15,000 that is getting deducted by 5%.
mm-hmm,
You should have the scales to it. So if somebody's making 10,000, they should get hit with the 25. That's gonna hit them less than it would hit me.
mm-hmm,
No one's taking 25% off of 2,000.
mm-hmm,
That's ridiculous.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, and one other thing before we move on to our next topic is: do you think there should be a lowering in VAT on certain items, and also do you think certain levels of income tax should also be reduced due to the current situation?
If you stop me on the taxation, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to start taxation from food, from cars, from airfare. Actually, all of it should just be gone constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But I reckon this government needs to make its money. This 17.5% should be reduced across the board on all items to 5%.
Good
That's my
man,
opinion.
good man, good man. You sound
Yeah.
like me, boy.
And we should go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see how improved the economy is. I'm not one I by that, but I think gradually reducing the tax on certain things,
Mm-hmm.
especially those essential items, from 17.5 down to 5% right now,
Mm-hmm.
is crucial. I mean, the Prime Minister looked at you and said, you're gonna have to think about investing in your own personal transportation. Do we know how it's damn expensive to buy a car in Barbados?
Correct.
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Um, thank you again, Mr. Salim, in the live chat. You said
Mhm.
bus fare is $15 is for some persons or is I'm start over. Dyslexic moment. Mr. Salim said bus fare is $14 a day for some persons. Multiply
Well,
that by 20. With a salary cut, that's very hard on persons. So it should the bus service look to give people certain passes due to the current economic situations. Kev Carter, what's your opinion on this?
yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean that'd be a good idea,
Mm-hmm.
but knowing government that we have,
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see it happening.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, to be fair, the buses are running less, so I mean, there should be less expenditure.
yeah, and I see one of them already burnt down already.
Even the electric bus.
Yeah, yeah,
Can we somebody
uh,
come up with a control? They should put a V12 in the back instead.
yeah,
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 oh my god,
yeah.
man. But it's the first
You
time
know,
out, so you get a little trial and error. You know how it is with me
so
electric vehicles. I don't believe electric is the end all be all savior of the planet, but
yeah,
you know what I mean. I think the new method should be tried up of
yeah, the
what
trial and
propulsions.
error.
So yeah.
Yeah, but with the cuts and stuff, and then people gotta pay that bus fare.
Yeah.
They got, something got to give, so that they can gotta try to, either I just it can't be 20%. The 20% is gonna be too harsh.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should put the people in lower bracket. They should probably put the percentage a bit lower, and yeah, probably give you 20% to the people in the higher bracket.
Right, right,
That
right.
would be yeah, that's a better idea.
But before we move on, a gentleman once said everybody want platinum. Nobody want platinum crown, but everyone wants a ready barn. So
Mm,
that's a feel
Anthony
that
B.
that's a feel that we're willing to give up the money, sir. So
Mm,
before we get shot, let's move
Maybe
on to our next topic.
maybe
right.
step from one roster to another. You know who it is.
Anthony B.
Respect.
I'm
Mm.
gonna fraud them right now. All right. On Saturday, a nightclub was raided, carrying 27 persons on the inside.
Mm.
One of the persons that pleaded guilty, and the rest
Yeah.
have pleaded not guilty, and we got to court, I think, next month or
Mm-hmm.
2 months or something like that.
June, yeah, June.
In honesty, yo, what was really going on here? Kev Carter,
Crazy.
fill me in, man. What really going on, man?
Look, I had to read the article today here.
Uh,
That was some funny shit though. But
mm.
I, I mean, one that pleaded guilty. His excuse was so funny. Said something. He went and get a drink. And he saw a party going on. He could have helped himself. And then the judge, the judge asked him, "Weren't you scared that you catch the bear flu?" He said, "No."
Oh, okay. Easy. We don't want
Oh
to get shit.
yeah.
We don't want to get shit again.
Right, the judge asked him, "Aren't you scared?" He
The
said, "No."
current situation. Current situation.
Currency, right? He just saw a party going on, so I know like these big adults that we dealing with though, like I mean some of the girls were in their 20s, but majority of them in 30s,
Mm-hmm.
and then you want to plead guilty, he's 40. The owner of the bar,
Is it 50s or something, 51 or something like that?
he's 50 exact, yeah, or 51. So I mean they really should know better,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean they really should know better, man. Like I don't know if it was disclosed exactly where it happened though. I don't think they had. Man. I don't think they did.
I've heard rumors that it's a place where girls go to sell a little something. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's what the guys were. Because when I hear club, 27,
Mm.
27 people and 20 were men and 7 was women. I can choose. This number sounds a little off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a little funny, but yeah.
Mm. Yeah, how much were remain? How much were remain?
20 and 7 was
Oh
like
well. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, man.
Mr. M, what's your thoughts on this?
You said 27 or 29? How much people?
I think it was 27 or 29 people last time.
27.
27 people. I'm just multiplying that 27 by 50,000 for violating curfews. How much again? I think a pretty good change in government's pockets. So I don't see a problem there.
So you get the full,
Um,
so you feel again the full 50?
I think ultimately majority of them, if what you suggested that it was a certain place of conducting business, then ultimately that cost will have to fall on the owner.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it was considered to be in some cases what warranted categorized as human trafficking. Um, maybe not. It's time to be corrected on that. I'm not casting any aspersions on anyone. But just saying that is a situation where such things will take place. Then you guys see how much of them are going to be willing to go to jail. Many of them pleaded not guilty, will be back in court by July, August. We'll see how that plays out. But I think if they choose to pay the 50,000 by 2027, I think government will be pretty happy with that.
Mm-hmm. So, so Kev Carter, right? Do you think
Mm-hmm.
that this was a rare occurrence, or you think there are many instances of this happening in Barbados, but this was just the first one to be shut down or
No,
reported upon?
I mean, this wasn't even the first. That was actually, I think there was a group of 10 too. There was a group of 10 a couple, I think 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, an official, I mean, true behind the behind the bar. I remember that one though. Yeah.
Right. So it was more than one case of it happening.
Mm.
I guess these two were just unfortunate that they got caught, but
Mm.
people taking a lot of unnecessary risks, in my opinion. I mean, to get to this entire thing is over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's actually threatening their life too, because they don't know who in that bar, if it's a possibility, they could be, affected or whatever. So it's really silly on more than one part. Like, to me, it don't really make sense. You can always party when this whole thing is over, though. Like,
Yeah, but
So
many
what?
people have been suffering from, this lockdown fatigue. I
Mm-hmm.
think America and it on itself has just suddenly, as an entire country,
mm, mm.
decide that Corona no longer exists.
When
So they're
Oh
only going to do.
Jesus! When am I get the short
you
at them
could
again now? Oh my
you,
God!
you could party on the
Sorry, the
inside.
current situation is
There we go.
no longer prevalent. But so I think ultimately people just deciding that in their mind and just like, what, that's it. If nobody could find me, that's what we could do. I mean, bad man are afraid of the police. That's basically what it is.
so, so I got a question. You think with the restrictions being relaxed, that persons automatically thought it'd be okay to go back out, or you just think that they know what they were doing and just got caught? What do you think? You think it was?
It's a bit of both. Yes, people automatically gonna be like, is this thing about restrictions being removed, is suddenly the current situation no longer exists as it should.
Mm-hmm.
People automatically think that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's also a situation of you if you're going to check my girl, like you're going to check my man again, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. People no longer think about that because automatically it's going to be you and have peace in 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Bad man won't do that. I got to get some. So,
True.
you don't know if you infected, don't know if she infected, don't know if she actual man or other man infected. Because we're in Barbados, everybody's know one another. And that's basically what it is. So you got to watch out for that situation. It is going to rise as we've seen over the last 2 days in itself. And it will get more as the days goes on.
No, okay, okay. So, a correction. It was actually 29 persons that were held, and 22 were males. So, yeah, 7 were women. So, I think we got idea what's really going on. But, yeah. Moving right along before they shut me down again. Before the night is out. Uh, I don't think Mr. Salem would like this topic, but we gotta go there. The Bundesliga returned on Saturday, I believe.
Selling favorite sport.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What we remember? I want to say about I want to get banned off the year, but you remember start F? Remember?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Mm. So the Bundesliga returned on Saturday with no fans in the stadium. As a big
Mm.
football fan yourself, Mr. Kev Carter, how was it watching the matches for you without any fans in the stadium?
Well,
Was it still very enjoyable to you? Was it or was it jarring?
I'm so glad that was the first thing you mentioned. It was so strange,
Mm,
like, like the goals painting, and like
mm,
the players couldn't celebrate. It was just like
yeah.
they couldn't even high five one another.
Mm,
Like it's like it was actually kind of weird to watch it, but we had a goal fest, 4 goals to start for the first match.
mm.
So
But
it was.
what's funny though, Kev?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was watching Dortmund game. Haaland scored, and I expect to hear the yellow wall start bouncing up and down, and then look out and then realize, oh well, there's no one here.
Correct.
It,
It's
it,
so
it, it feels
it's so
surreal.
weird. Like whenever a goal score is always always expect the fans to be
Mm-hmm,
excited and jumping up.
mm-hmm,
Like football is not the same without the fans. To be honest,
mm-hmm.
we
Yeah.
can we can need like a really exciting game. To not to completely forget that the fans aren't there. Then you really need.
Yeah.
But I don't think even then, like, it would still be weird.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So Mr. M, you think this was a good decision to start about German football, or you think that this should have been held off to a later date?
It was a poor decision. I understand the importance of having some semblance of normalcy, but
Mm-hmm.
if you, I mean, listening to you all describe it, I attached clips from it because honestly, I forgot football was showing. But if you catch clips from it, you saw exactly as you guys described it. Nobody in the stadium unable to high five or celebrate really. What was the point of starting it back? It's not football.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It's something else. It's no longer what it should be. Why start it back? And I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest challenge a lot of people are having. Because you can't celebrate as you like. It's no longer Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A. It's some strange form of whatever it used to be. You can't celebrate it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
mean,
basically what I think.
It was
uh-huh.
strange when the guys on the pitch, you could hear them talking, and obviously
Yeah.
you don't understand German, but it's like
Uh-huh.
it's actually talking so much. I always thought it was just like local football. Like, we just be your friend knocking their boat. You'd be like, pass here, pass here, pass there, right? But it was strange
Uh-huh.
that
Mm.
it was like you could actually hear them talking and you hear the coaches talking as well. So that was kind of like cool in a way, but it kind of wore off in 5 minutes. And I was like, I kind of want back the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got a decent game to look forward to in 26. So I think Dartmouth versus Bayern Munich. I
At home.
mean, that could actually decide the title. I'm not too sure,
Mhm.
but like, it's very strange to watch the games without and a lot of players too. A lot of team, two midfielders for Dartmouth were actually, you know, inverted commas, not present. So
Mhm.
yeah, they were tested positive. So and a lot
Yeah.
of the teams across the world too don't want to call him, but
Mhm.
so like these squads aren't even strengthened. So I guess as Mr. M said, they could have waited a little longer.
Mhm.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. But before we move on, with there's rumors that Champions League will start back in August. Would the German teams have an automatic advantage due to
Match fitness.
their season starting early? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
for
how many
sure.
German teams left though? It just be Bayern, right? Because Borussia got knocked out. I
Yeah,
think Leverkusen got knocked out. So yeah.
Leipzig beat
Oh
Tottenham
yeah, yeah,
3
yeah,
0.
yeah. I forget to beat Uncle Mo. Yeah.
Yeah, 3-0.
Oh yeah. So they might have a chance. I mean,
Yeah,
they
but they
can't.
got.
They should win Bundesliga, so maybe they could win Syria. I mean, Champions League. You,
Yeah, Detroit made this game, guys.
you imagine, right? A Champions League final. Bayern Munich and Bayern Leverkusen, not Leverkusen, RB Leipzig, everybody in Germany
Um,
turn off the TV because they're two most hated teams in Germany. That'd be
then
so funny.
yeah, but people like Dartmouth and
Yeah,
more for real.
Schalke, yeah. I
Yeah,
like Bayern
yeah,
Munich. That's the only team I right there. Like, so
yeah.
I kind of,
Very good. Too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
and our last topic for tonight, because you guys got some work to handle tomorrow. Vettel leaves Ferrari.
Well,
Um, I'll let our resident Ferrari fanboy, Michael Schumacher lover, Anthony Lewis Hamilton, go first. Mr. M, take it away.
You could not have described me any better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's an interesting move to see Vettel left. I honestly wasn't expecting it,
Mm-hmm.
but it came as a shock to me to hear that Ricardo was leaving Renault to join McLaren. And it was a surprise because that's ultimately yes what he wanted from the year before,
Mm-hmm.
but seeing the desperation behind it and seeing how he kind of follows Carlos,
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's just blatant, just blatant as to what Ricardo is thinking. Um, I wish Vettel all the best in his retirement. Go and drink some drinks with the best of all time, up there with men like Senna and Niki Lauda. Michael Schumacher. But go and have fun and let men like Carlos know. Hamilton could take a back seat and just just enjoy the sport. The sport should be more interesting now. Now that Carlos is coming through for Ferrari, he's going to be the primary driver. I think that's going to work out, and we'll see how it goes.
Mhm.
Mm.
Now,
Yeah.
you had Mr. Kev Carter, who is an avid Lewis Hamilton supporter, slightly
Uh-huh.
Ferrari guy.
Uh-huh.
What's your thoughts on this move?
Yeah. He retired. He. I don't think he's retiring though.
No,
I think
he
what
hasn't
he.
officially announced his retirement.
Right. I think he actually meant to go to the next year, but we don't know yet. Out with you. I mean, for a year or two now, I've been telling you and Paula that he is Ferrari's number two driver, and like
Mhm,
how they just got rid of him, like it just proving to be more and more true. To
mhm,
me, he was coming off the pace,
mhm,
like Paula's nickname for him, he's playing doctor. He was really living up to that. He had some of DNS last season. It's
mhm,
like he's not as good. He's not as good as he once was.
mhm.
So but I have to touch on what Mr. M said. Though you would say that he comes, he'll be greatest ever.
I am no, that's not what I said.
Oh,
I said he should go and drink with the greatest ever.
oh,
And and
oh.
and, and
You
to
mean
pick up on what you said,
you mean Lewis Hamilton?
F is F. No, hell
Duh.
no.
He's a, oh,
Senna,
uh,
mm,
Nicky Lauda, rest in peace,
Prost,
mm-hmm,
and Prof,
yeah.
Schumacher, and
Ferrari.
that's how it is. But that's
That's okay, right?
how it should be. But at the same time, it
Mm,
if Vettel isn't retiring, that's good that he's still be staying in the sport. And I know King knows how I feel about this.
Mhm,
Maybe Hamilton should do it before, but if Vettel is available, move to Williams.
mm-hmm,
Build that team. I would love to see a strong Williams come back. And
mm-hmm,
I would love for that to happen. I reason I am not a Hamilton fan because Hamilton has had a good car. He's had it handed to him. If he
mm.
really wants to prove that he's the best, move to Williams, move to Racing Point Force India,
the Ferrari.
and
You mean
we move from number one to number two. But go down and build it up and come back
mm,
strong. If Hamilton was to move to Williams, the money is going to follow. He
yeah,
could get that done.
Mhm. All right.
yeah, but
There's a whole opinion on topic, right? To
mm-hmm,
me, this was not surprising. I said from the beginning of last year that from the middle of 2019, this would be Leclerc's team.
correct.
I think Ferrari got a bit upset with Vettel.
Yeah,
A bit like
yeah,
it was almost like seeing Fernando Alonso reincarnated.
Mm.
mm-hmm,
So I started writing on the wall, and from the middle of last season, I think Leclerc began to take over the team. I also
for
started
sure.
began to see the battle between the two of these gentlemen was not going very well. So
Mm-mm,
to me, writing was on the wall for him. Initially, they offered him a deal, and he said the money was acceptable. So I think that was a roundabout way of telling him buy without telling him buy.
mm-hmm,
So I just think it's time for Vettel. I think a discussion I heard earlier that I kind of agree with. I think Vettel peaked too early in his career. I think this should be
mm-hmm,
time Vettel should be peaking. Sorry, he peaked around
Mm.
his mid to late 20s rather than
yeah.
his early 30s. And I think looking back on his career, people are not like anybody start watching Formula One last 5 years would understand the impact this guy had.
Nope.
I was never a fan of a gentleman. I wouldn't hide that. But what he did from
Mm-hmm.
2010 to 2013 was
13,
unprecedented. It was unprecedented.
yeah,
Not even
yeah, yeah.
Michael Schumacher had done what he has done in that short space of time.
It was
And
crazy
it
though.
was looking at that point, he would be the one to eclipse Michael's record and not Hamilton. Because at
Mm.
some points it was, I think people look at Lewis Hamilton fans now and think that they're bandwagonists.
Yeah.
And some are, but a lot of the fans who were around and supported Hamilton from 2007 knew the tough times that he went through and the times that you thought he would never ever win another championship post 2008. So it's kind of sad to see him bow this way. Even though, as I said, I'm not his biggest supporter, but I think the writing was on the wall for Vettel. I think it was just time to move on. I think Ferrari wants to go in a younger direction. I also think his
Mhm.
personality has become a bit stale in the team. I also think,
Mhm.
to me, he has as if he's ever settled into Ferrari. I always think Red Bull was his home, and Ferrari was just
Mhm.
the move that he made as a boyhood dream, but not the correct move. So
Mm.
it is what it is to
I,
me.
yeah, I feel
Yeah.
me. I just want to jump in that
Hmm.
because Red Bull now is one of the strongest teams there is. And I think Red Bull is now the one to watch
Yeah.
because Verstappen
Because
and Alex
absolutely.
Albon is going to be crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That relationship both on and off the track is there. It's clear who's the senior driver.
Hmm.
Alex has no problem with that.
Hmm.
You're gonna see that fight in Ferrari.
Hmm.
You're gonna see Leclerc, who's been there a bit longer. He's gonna try to prove himself,
Hmm.
even though Carlos is a bit older and has more experience.
Hmm.
He isn't gonna try to that relationship is gonna be rocky.
Hmm.
Mercedes is still gonna dominate, but I could see Red Bull pulling up now into top three very
Mhm.
easily, maybe even
For
taking
sure.
out
They
Ferrari.
are top three. I think it was, to me, at one point it was Mercedes, Ferrari, then
And then
Ferrari was
Red Bull.
Red Bull was kind of like Ferrari 2.5, and then it was like
Mm.
Mhm.
the rest was Formula One 1.5. I think in
Mhm.
last year it kind of showed that Red Bull was hanging with the big boys,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think if Ferrari doesn't be careful, I could see them overtaking Ferrari. But
Mhm.
before we jump the guns, it was announced that this gentleman, Mr. Carlos Sainz, will
Mhm.
be taking the place of Sebastian Vettel.
Correct.
I want to go to Kev Carter. What was your initial thoughts on this?
Well, you see that, but Sainz was amazing last season.
Mm-hmm.
When I first saw it, it was like, this guy really deserves it, and you know he's gonna put in a good shift at Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
It like I wasn't really shocked. Like
Mm-hmm.
as you say, I know that Vettel and Ferrari had a bit of a little of a bit of a conflict in the
Mm-hmm.
past couple of years, especially last season. Like
Mm-hmm.
just see that Vettel wasn't happy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, though he knew that Leclerc was taking over number one spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think going forward, Sainz is going to be very good. In terms of top three, though,
Mm-hmm.
Sainz and Leclerc, that's a powerful team that they would have now because both of them young, experienced, willing to take risks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Red Bull going to do really well,
Mm-hmm.
but I still believe that Sainz and Leclerc is a powerful combination. So moving forward, I think we aim for a really exciting season, I must say.
Yeah, but do
Uh,
you see them getting along? Sainz and Leclerc.
Sainz, yeah. Why wouldn't they get along though? I mean, obviously, well, I know obviously both going to have a lot of egos, but to me, Leclerc is very much on the humble side. Even though he was outdoing Vettel, he never really,
Showed it.
like yeah, he never was in Vettel's face like I'm better than you or anything like that. He was just very humble about it. I think they're going to get along well, but you have to wait and see.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. M,
And,
your thoughts
and
on,
it,
as a Ferrari fan, as your thoughts on the Carlos Sainz move?
no, I'm happy. As Ricardo said, just seeing Carlos over last year, he did
Yeah,
a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And it was amazing just seeing how he came through. He after that year off, at least a year not being signed to really race that sort of way. Being at McLaren, just coming back for the last year, getting that experience, and now moving on to Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
He deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
I think have Ferrari having those two young drivers is going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's happy. But I know the happiest man in Formula One right now has to be Christian Horner. He is the happiest man, and I can't see anybody happier than him.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
He's just set. Red Bull is doing exactly what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And he's having a laugh at Ricardo.
Mm-hmm.
Because he saw Ricardo with his ego was running from Verstappen.
Mm-hmm.
And now that Verstappen and Alex is getting along well, you see how it goes. The next
mm,
2-3 years of Formula One will be interesting.
mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
this is my take on it. When I first saw the initial move, I understood why it was done, But I was still thinking I don't think this is the right move for Carlos. I still think
Mm,
Carlos should have remained at McLaren. I think he was on
mm,
a team on the upward trajectory. I think he was clearly number one there. Moving
Land
to
Rover.
Ferrari, I think he probably have to prove himself against Leclerc. Ferrari to me
Mm.
has always struggled when they have to have two very competitive drivers. To me, Ferrari
Oh
always
yeah.
works well when they have a number one and a number two. I
Mm,
don't think at 25, 26 years old, Carlos Sainz wants to be a number two. I think he's a
mm,
smooth driver. I think he has the ability to be a world champion, even though he's a quiet fellow. So I don't. It can happen, but I can't understand why he made a move because
mhm,
McLaren is still a work in progress. But I still think he should have stayed at McLaren initially.
Mm-hmm.
Due to staying, I also say that to say this: McLaren will be receiving Mercedes engines from 2021, which they should have never left Mercedes in the first place. But that's another discussion. And I think that could have been a winning combination because I think McLaren, instead of talking
mhm,
and having a good chassis, they actually had a very
mhm,
good chassis last year. Just the engine wasn't up to par with Renault.
mhm,
Yeah.
So I think he could have been doing big things at McLaren. But if all goes to plan, the Ferrari move, I could be biting my words at the end of 2021, 2022, with Carlos Sainz being world champion.
mm.
But I think what he has to do is go to Ferrari and let them know, hey, look, I want to be a winner. I don't think he should be Leclerc number two. I like Charles Leclerc, but I still think even though he has a victory, he got a victory doing being in the better car. I think Carlos Sainz is the better driver. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit torn in the decision, but Carlos making the millions and not me, so it's for him to figure out. So if Carlos, if you want, get rid of Leclerc and bring me in, I could do a little something. Carlos said, "Oh, wait, come a second. I just want win in Brazil, like close to Barbados. So yeah, just give
You
me
will
a
make
win.
sure that you get those constructor points.
Yeah. I don't mind coming second.
How you guys feel about Lando Norris and Ricardo though?
All right,
About
because you know what,
their
moving right
partnership?
along, let's go there.
Huh?
Our everyone's favorite Formula One driver, the Honey Badger, Mr.
Mhm.
Shuey, uh, Daniel Ricciardo, has announced he'll be joining McLaren for the
Mhm,
2021 season.
mhm,
Um, I'll go first on this. I honestly think it is a brilliant move. I think he should have went to McLaren in the prior season, but he didn't, and it is understandable why. But I think McLaren has shown what that they have beaten Renault using a Renault engine, right? And I think
mhm,
with that McLaren chassis with a Mercedes engine behind it, it could be a very successful combination. Would it be a title winning combination in the next 2 to 3 years? I don't know, but I think it's a step up from Mr. Daniel Rick.
mhm,
Um, Contrary to what Mr. Manning said, I understood 100% why he left Red Bull. I don't see it as running. I think it's a man making a smart move. That was to me clearly Verstappen's team,
mhm,
and he was becoming number one in a team where he dominated. This man, for the love of God, ran out Sebastian Vettel. And this is the
mhm.
reason a lot of people do not rate Sebastian Vettel because he ran due to this man. So, seeing that step away from him, I think he's 29, 30 by now. I can
Yeah.
understand why he left uh,
Mhm.
Red Bull.
Red Bull. Mhm.
To me it was almost like the age 30 years old. It was almost like Hamilton leaving McLaren. I think it was a decision that wasn't popular, but it was sensible. But it just didn't work out for
Necessary.
him. It wasn't. He didn't get the Lewis Hamilton
Mhm.
effect, but I understood why he made that decision. So I'll talk to Mr. M, who has a very different opinion on with me. What's your opinion on the Dan Ricardo move to McLaren?
I think Daniel has been he's been mixed about what he's wanted. For him, it's always been a situation where he's he liked Red Bull. He was comfortable there,
Mm-hmm.
but he saw the necessity for him to move.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Personally, I think he was running from a fight. He wasn't comfortable being number two.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to be that number one driver, but it was clearly Max's time,
Mm-hmm.
and Max was doing better on the track.
Mm-hmm.
It it's proven.
Oh,
But at the same time, I think
so you think
it's
he ran from a fight, or you think he just realized no matter whatever he do, it wouldn't be my team. So just best to Bill. What's your opinion on that?
He could have. Ricardo is a fantastic driver,
Mm-hmm.
but I think sometimes he lets himself get in his own way.
Mm-hmm.
Emotions.
Um, and at the same time, he was letting the little issues on track,
Mm-hmm.
such as maybe delays in pit, maybe some of us, Max having a better time, get to him. And ultimately, he couldn't see Red Bull being his home anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted McLaren. McLaren was his ultimate goal, but that didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up at Renault, had a bad season,
Mm-hmm.
and Red Bull was, Max was just having a ball with him on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Now the opportunities for him to be at McLaren, we'll see how that turns out. Maybe, as you mentioned, spend 1 or 2 years there, have that Mercedes engine, that power unit in the McLaren chassis. We'll see how that works out. Maybe he'll do better because his skills need to match the car, and it clearly wasn't working out that way at Renault,
Mm-hmm.
like the way it was initially at Red Bull.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mr. Kev Carter. What's your opinion on the Daniel Ricciardo move?
Uh, I think it's a good move, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he was being a bit on the look at Red Bull. I think it's a bit ironic too because we all know of the issues that Verstappen has with staying on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's a very talented driver, but he's not as consistent as Ricardo.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Ricardo had a tough season last season,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that's down to emotional intelligence and him taking on his emotions. I do think that was part of the reason why he had a below standard season as compared to previous seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like how he was being treated at Red Bull, being
Me
that he's
neither.
more consistent. Verstappen usually gets into a lot of accidents. Yes, he's very talented and very fast. But to me, Ricardo has a better burn on him. He's more consistent, so it wasn't fair to him to be treated like that. So I think the move is a good one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Kev, Mr. M, any rebuttals to that statement, or disagree with
I
Kev?
think yeah, Verstappen didn't have the best time driving. He had his mistakes, he had his crashes, his no, not the best things on track. But I think what proved to him in the minds of everyone, and you see in all the best Formula One drivers, is that you got to be able to take that risk.
Mm,
And
that's
Max
true.
was definitely about that.
Mm,
And I think that is what set him on the path he was to become what was going to be the number one driver. And
mm,
Ricardo wasn't comfortable. As talented as he is, he wasn't about taking those unnecessary risks that Max was.
mm,
So Ricardo is not about mashing up the car. He's not about, you know, risking it and burning out the power unit. He's not about, just seeing where he can push it to new limits. That's clearly Max's job.
Mm-hmm.
And he proved himself, and maybe the talent and the conservativeness that he had, moving around the track like that, would be better used at a different team. McLaren hopefully would be able to do that because Renault definitely was unable to. Their power units were failing completely and still are.
Yeah. So,
mm. Okay.
mm-hmm. So I think that before we close up, guys, there's a seat open at Renault. So I want to ask you guys two questions before we all leave. Where do
Mm-hmm.
you think who think would fill the seat at Renault, and where do you think Sebastian Vettel would be next season?
Well, I do think that if Vettel is still in Formula One next season,
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd be the prime suspect to take the driver right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, today I was actually thinking to myself, what other teams would suit him?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you guys would come up with, but I think Renault would be his best pick apart from Ferrari.
Because
What you guys
he ain't
think?
got about the Red Bull for sure.
Nah, for sure, and hell no, hell no.
not Marco will make sure that ain't happening.
Yeah.
Marco
So
will take that first.
I think he can get the views at right now. Yeah.
Hmm. And so you think he will be in Formula One next season, or you think he would be in another
I
sport?
do think I think he's well, we can go ahead and see, but he's gonna take this hard though. I mean, yes, he was becoming unhappy at Ferrari, but you know Vettel's a man with a lot of pride, so he's
Hmm.
gonna take this as disrespect.
Hmm.
I think it is a possibility he can retire here,
Hmm.
because we all know his best days are past him now. I mean, the 3 years that he had that you would have mentioned was
For them.
as four,
For
four
his
in a
back on
row.
hammer. We don't let the man, but you still gotta give him his credit.
That was as much as we don't let him. We have to admit that that was absolutely incredible. The complete dominance that he had. I thought that Schumacher's days was dominance, but this was brutal dominance.
Hmm.
It was to a point where it was annoying.
13 wins in a row, and not like 13 wins in the season, 9 in a row. I think. Yeah. At one point, yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
Mm.
Crazy. So his best days are behind him. So I mean, if there's a possibility, I could see him retire, but I could also see him continuing as well. So if he does continue, I do think he would take up the wheels right now. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Mr. M, as a big Ferrari man, do you think who do you think will fill the seat at Renault? Number one, and number two, do you think Sebastian Vettel will be in Formula One next season?
I'll answer the second question first.
Hmm.
Um, I think based on what Carter would have mentioned, I think that is key when it comes to Sebastian. And I think one key point he mentioned, at least two, I'll pick issue with one of them. His best days are not behind him as yet. And I think that goes to say that I expect to see him next season.
Go ahead. Okay.
If he has a lot of pride, which we all agree he does, he's not going to take that laying down. He's going to have something to prove. Um, and I think that would be best done at another team. He may move to Renault, maybe, but I don't think so. I think he's gonna find another team. I don't think he will mesh with Renault very well.
Hmm.
But somebody to fill the seat at Renault,
Hmm.
I can't think of anyone. So here are my two top picks:
Okay.
Alonso and Schumacher. Going back, Michael. There we go from there.
Wait,
What?
the man,
What?
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 The man in a coma, dog.
Are you saying
Going back, Michael, and we'll go from there, and we'll see how things go.
the man,
And Michael,
the man
even
in
if
a
he's
coma,
even
dog.
if he's still in a coma, even if he's still in a coma, Michael will run laps around everybody, pit the track, Hockenheim,
Mr. M?
Spa.
Mr.
Now
M,
we'll
Mr.
go from
M?
Mr.
there.
M, I think he's going off the rails right now. I think
Mr.
it's
M?
somebody's show.
You you on quarantine, bro? Knees? You on quarantine video?
I don't know what this man really say. Yeah, Marcus,
And we'll prove exactly how Michael is and still is one of the world's best.
yeah,
There we go from there. That is the man I want to
Oh,
see fill the seat up in North
oh
next
my
season.
goodness, though.
I don't. Kevin,
Hey, hey, if Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson that can come back, Michael Schumacher can come back.
that's a
He gonna be
public
I am
shame
reporting.
stunt. I mean,
saying,
Carter,
Huh?
this is
yeah.
yo, this is me BD core.
Yeah,
This is me BD core for
yeah.
me BD core.
He's a from the one version of Billy Core.
Yo, BD core is a legend.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah,
yo, we gotta get BD core on the show, man. We gotta get BD core on the show, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Schumacher gonna be reporting 50 though, Mr. M.
true, man.
That's no problem. That's
God.
no problem at
And he
all.
already did come out of retirement already, so.
He's 51 and in the coma, so I
Hey,
don't know. I don't know
if
how.
Yeah,
if essential people like world wrestlers and entertainers of the WWE can retire and retire 3 times in 1 year,
I
I am
mean,
sure Michael can get it done.
Formula One is arguably a lot more dangerous sport, though.
Of course, but these things. I'm not asking him to superplex somebody from the top rope. I'm just asking him to tap into his natural instincts and lap Hamilton. That's
But you
all I
need,
want.
That ain't gonna
but you
happen.
need to be, you need to be so mentally focused when you're driving a Formula One
Of
car.
course, of course. But seriously though, I can't think of anyone who will be able to fill that seat of Renault. But I think I haven't been following up on his career since he retired. But one should not also count out Fernando Alonso. He may be desperate to get back into the game.
Hmm.
Only time will tell. I don't know.
Okay,
They
okay.
may pick somebody from F2 as well, so
True,
we'll see.
true. All right. For me to close it out, um, I'll answer my first question. I don't want about this dude. I don't want him. I never see this guy in Formula 1 ever again. But if you can go out for Fernando Alonso, I just think I can see him. But I just don't want to hear the whininess. I just think this guy burns every team. Like this man like Balotelli to me. This guy got so much potential, but just destroyed everything he goes at. Like he left Renault in a mess, left McLaren in a mess, went back to Renault, left in a mess, went to Ferrari, left in a mess, went back to McLaren,
Yeah.
left in a mess. I just think this guy should be out of Formula One. Just keep him away. Who I'd like to see replace him? Honestly, I would like either to see George Russell move up into Renault, but I think
Oh yeah.
yeah with Ferrari, but with Ocon being a Mercedes driver and then Russell being a Mercedes driver, I don't see it happening. So another wild move I can see is Ferrari. Depending if Ocon does really well, maybe Mercedes says we give Ocon the seat. But
Mhm.
what is going to happen is Mercedes are going to give that second seat to George Russell. Send Valtteri to Renault.
Hmm.
So I either have George Russell or Valtteri Bottas to replace Ricardo any season. And for me, I know that's a well one, and I will end on this. We will not have to see the spin doctor from off from 2021. So spin me right round, baby, right round. No, baby, in the driver's seat. All right, guys, we had a brilliant show. I mean, we mentioned some controversy with YouTube, but we were able to complete the show. Thank you guys for coming on such late notice. And
I need 30
It's a pleasure,
seconds.
man.
I just
It's a
want
pleasure.
30 seconds to tell the lady in the Chefette outfit, if she does listen, to call me. Let's work on it. Call the Rasta man and we can get things sorted out. That's all I
I
want.
borrow a picture for you. Hold on. Hold on. So everybody know what we're talking about. Hope we don't get tapped on this time.
That's all I want. Tell she call the Rasta man. We don't work saying out.
All right,
And
all right, there, Kevin Honey on the screen, people. This is the lady that Kevin wants to contact with. YouTube, please don't shut me down again. And you finish your 30 seconds, sir.
I finished for now. And next time she agrees to come on, she'll call me.
All
Because I
right.
remember the words the Prime Minister said, and I think they can be done with her. Let me move on from there.
All right, guys, we had a brilliant show tonight. See you guys next week, Sunday. We all try to keep the entertainment going, so please hit the like button, hit at the comment section, and also when you subscribe, please hit the notification bell so you can join the live chat and challenge Mr. Salim Hussein, who keeps commenting all the time and dropping those funny gems, so you can have a rivalry with him. One love, God bless. Peace out.